Welcome friends. This is the second session on the topic of empirical research. In our first session, we discussed what is empirical. Empirical means things which can be verified with observations, which can be verified with experience, which can be verified with experimental setups. And in that category, we discussed the role of exploratory researches. The other kind of empirical researches are conclusive researches. These are another very important type of research in the list of empirical researches. We discussed the characteristics of exploratory researches in our previous section. In case of conclusive research, we have a well-defined problem. We know what is the problem, and therefore, we are able to develop proper hypothesis related to problem. We know that this particular factor may affect this particular factor, and therefore, we are able to develop relationship between the variables. We know this is dependent variable, this is independent variable, and I need to develop a relationship between dependent variable and independent variable, and this relationship can be of y equals to a plus bx type. So, developing this kind of relationship is the part of conclusive research. So, either you can do hypothesis testing or you can develop the relationships between various variables. So, I gave you one example where only one independent and one dependent variable is there. But in practice, when we do research, when we write research papers, you will see that maybe 5, 6, 7 independent variables are there. In economics, when we apply econometric techniques, we see that there are multiple dependent variables also. And there are situations where we are not able to identify which variable is dependent and which variable is independent. So, you have multivariate analysis also, like factor analysis, where we do not know the relation of independent and dependent variable. So, we have a large number of techniques where we want some kind of relations between variables or we have issues related to variables. Then this is about the objective. Then with respect to methodology of conclusive research, here information needed is clearly defined, that we want to collect data with respect to these variables. These are the 10 variables. I need to collect data with respect to height of the people. I need to collect data with respect to weight of the people. I need to collect data with respect to blood pressure of these people. So, if I say that if your body mass index is higher than a particular value, you may be in the range of high blood pressure. So, this type of conclusion, if I want to draw, I know that I have to collect data with respect to blood pressure, with respect to height, with respect to weight, and then I will be able to complete my research. So, information needed is clearly defined. In case of exploratory research, if you recall, what type of information is needed? This was very loosely designed, and the process therefore was not very structured. The research process in case of exploratory research was flexible, and here the research process is formal and structured, because you are very clear about your objectives, you are clear about what type of information is needed. So, therefore, your research process is formal and it is well designed, well structured. In the case of our exploratory research, the sample was very small and sample was non-representative of the population. Here, the sample is large and it is a properly designed sample, so that it is a proper representative of the population, because you know what is the population and then how very carefully you design your sample so that your sample is actually true representative of the population. So, sample is sufficiently large and it is a proper representative of the total population, representative of population actually. Then in case of exploratory, if you recall, the data analysis was largely qualitative, but here the data analysis is quantitative. We do lot of statistical analysis, we do lot of other kind of techniques which can help us in doing the analysis. So, statistics is the primary, otherwise mathematical modeling can also be done. We use lot of formula in developing the data analysis in this particular case. So, all these are the important characteristic with respect to methodology. Then in this case, the findings, these are issues related to findings. The results are conclusive. Results are very much in a kind of firm statement that if your weight is more than this, you may be a probable case of blood pressure. That is a conclusive kind of statement you can draw after this conclusive research. Therefore, the name of this type of research is conclusive research, because the output is more definitive in its term, and findings are used as input for various decision making activities. So, the output of exploratory research, because that is more tentative in nature and that is subject to verification using the conclusive research methodology. But the output of conclusive research methodology is more firm in nature and therefore, it can be used as input for various decision making activity. So, these are the important characteristics of the conclusive research, and now I think we can make a proper differentiation between our exploratory research and conclusive research. And in our next session, we will be discussing the relationship between these different type of researches also. The conclusive research design can be of two types primarily. One is descriptive research and second is causal research. If you recall, we discussed in the first statement, that is the objective of conclusive research, that these are used to test hypothesis and examine relationships. So, when I am testing the hypothesis, it is basically descriptive research, and when I am developing the relationship between the variables, it is the causal research. Now, descriptive research is, as the name suggests, it is used to basically describe the characteristic of your population, the population under your investigation, to verify, to describe their characteristic with respect to why population feels happy, which type of clothes they like, which type of houses they like, which type of cars they like. All these things are various types of characteristics which you will like to define with respect to your population. And for that purpose, you may do these two types of studies. One is cross-sectional design and another is longitudinal design. The cross-sectional design is used when you are taking only one time of data collection, when only from the population you do single data collection, that is cross-sectional design. And in that single data collection, two types of issues are possible: single cross-sectional design and multiple cross-sectional design. So, out of your population, you take a sample which is a fairly representative sample of the population, and you have done one time data collection, that is a single cross-sectional design. You go there and you collected the data. From the same population, you are making multiple samples. From the same population, you are doing multiple samples. So, this is known as multiple cross-sectional design. To each of these samples, you will go only once, but you are collecting data from multiple samples from the population. Therefore, it is known as multiple cross-sectional design. In longitudinal design, you are going again and again to the same population and to the same solution, same sample in that population. So, this is my sample in this population P. So, this data I am collecting in year 2010, then I am collecting the data on year 2012, then I am collecting data in year 2014. After every 2 years, I am going to collect data from this piece of population. That is a kind of longitudinal study. So, that is also a type of descriptive research. Causal research, as we have already discussed, is developing relationship between various entities, between various variables of our interest. So, these are various types of conclusive research design, and with this we come to end of this second session of empirical research. Thank you very much.